What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the debut EP by the UK alternative band Pale Waves, All of the Things I Never Said. You might know of this band because of their close relationship with none other than Matty Healy of the 1975. That close connection involved the directing of music videos, some production work, and the first thing I really noticed about this band before I even knew that they were connected with the 1975 and Dirty Hit Records is the fact that they kinda sounded like the 1975. There's two songs that didn't make it onto this EP for whatever reason. There's a Honey and Television Romance, and let me just say that I do not understand the marketing strategy or the rollout plan for this EP whatsoever. It was originally supposed to come out late last year or else early 2018, and then it got bumped back until obviously right now for February of 2018, and then the physical edition in March. And they cut the songs There's a Honey and Television Romance, and they had pretty much already released all 4 songs before the EP had even officially come out. Something doesn't add up. Like I said, I noticed right away that these guys kinda sounded like the 1975. There's a Honey didn't move me in any way, and I wasn't exactly inspired to check out more, but then Television Romance popped up in my recommended feed. I do like that one a bit more, a bit catchier, a little bit more depth to it, but still, I thought it sounded very similar to There's a Honey. But like I said, neither of those songs made it on the EP. Now, we have a batch of 4 songs that have a little bit of work to do. There's definitely some improving that can be done. Now, let me say right off the bat, I like the female vocalist, I like the voice, and I like the presence musically on the majority of these tracks. It's just that they're very similar, and I don't feel like they're pushing any borders. And yes, they do sound a little bit too much like the 1975. It's okay to have influences, like the 1975 are influenced by plenty of bands from the 80s, the 70s, and even the 90s. And it's okay to have those influences, but maybe don't wear them so prominently on your sleeve where it's pretty much all the listener can feel. I was struggling to find anything that I truly loved from this band, but I think the first song that did have that spark for me is My Obsession. That track in particular has a totally different vibe to it. I love the standout guitars, the pumping bass that kind of throttles in the background, a nice little groove that you just slip into and you lose yourself in the music. And the chorus is stellar. It's not something that totally floors you, but once again, you want to sing along. You want to get lost in the feeling of the song. After playing that one over and over again, I started to get a little bit more excited for the EP, like, okay, maybe they're growing, maybe they're trying some new things, and the EP is gonna take a different direction. But the first song on this EP in the track list is New Year's Eve, and that one is about as monotonous as they come. It is dime a dozen material, and I hate to say that because this band has potential. They just squander it on tracks like this though, and it's really frustrating because New Year's Eve, it's this typical story of maybe a relationship or a friendship and not wanting to be alone and just trying to find something. The guitar tones and the bass and the drums are all so standard. It's like a preset that somebody hit and they just pumped out the song, and it's like version 3 of There's a Honey. The Tide comes next, and I have to say that I don't really care for the programming on this track, the electronics and that deep bass, and it just feels a bit out of place. It's not that a band can't implement these things and make them work. Here, it just feels a bit messy and out of place in the context of their music and the EP in general. This song, The Tide, is better, but still, I feel like it struggles to find its own uniqueness lyrically and musically. Quickly coming to the end of the EP, considering this is only 14 minutes, we have the song Heavenly, which actually turns things around. Instead of being on the negative side of the spectrum, I'm definitely feeling more positive. In fact, this is my other favorite on the EP alongside My Obsession. So I guess I'm kind of split 50-50 with the songs that I like and don't like. This one, Heavenly, has a great guitar solo, really a nice finishing touch to this track that did have a great build to it. I like the instrumentation here, definitely feels like 80s meets a little bit of modern indie and alternative, and that's not a bad vibe to have whatsoever. I think the vocals sound great here as well, and everything packaged together, it's just a sweet track to send it off. Like, mwah, that sounded much better. It sounded a lot better than what you were doing on the first 2 tracks. and they show their potential. They show their growth, I think, on the latter two songs. It's just that they need to continue moving forward, and I hope that if a debut album is on the way this year, that maybe none of these songs will be on it, and they'll just start from scratch and say, alright, let's write more material, and let's keep evolving as a band. I'm interested to see what happens because I really don't dislike these guys. It's just that I feel like I said, there's a lot of presets that just feel like they're just playing it out on cruise control, and some unoriginality that kind of plagues the music and brings down the enjoyment for me. I think I'm gonna go with a 3 out of 5 for this EP, All the Things I Never Said by Pale Waves. What do you think about this UK band? What do you think about this EP? Sound off in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop a like on the video, and keep in mind, it was just my opinion, so tell me about yours in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're able to support the channel on Patreon, it would be greatly appreciated. It's the annotation over in the corner of the screen, or else the top link down below. If you would like to see another recent video, then tap right here, or another review I think you might enjoy, then right over here. Socials in the description, and I'll see you soon on ARTV.